That's you tapping the mic.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Is that ASMR?
No. ASMR, I don't know the definition, but I think it's when you listen to someone talk and you have an orgasm.
No, it's not. ASMR is
That's
like
what
any
ASMR
sound.
is.
It could be You are grossly misinformed on ASMR.
Okay.
It's just you can like tap on something or scratch something, or it's just like some sound that's usually like texture based. I think
I see.
give you a nice vibe. You know.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant by the nice vibe. You have an
Hey,
orgasm,
hey,
right?
Keenan, tell me what's ASMR?
It's not that.
Hey,
Keenan.
hey,
Yo,
what's ASMR?
when somebody's whispering sweet nothings into your ear and giving you pleasure through sound.
I would
You guys are wrong. That's not.
I would
ASMR.
say, yeah, it
It's
is.
not
And I would
sexual.
say, out of all of us, Keenan wins. His voice, definitely. Well, at least I can't tell what I sound like, I suppose, unless I listen to myself. But I would certainly put him above Chris. No offense, Chris.
No, dude, I lose. I know.
Keenan's voice
I completely agree.
gives me the willies, but in a good way.
The problem is I use my voice too much for my job, and it's like fucked up my throat.
Mm.
So I sound like a smoker.
Mm-hmm. You have that raspiness, huskiness.
Yeah, it's awful.
It turned that, Tina Turner had that.
Tina
Right.
Turner.
Yeah, she had that voice. That type
She
of voice.
smoked. I think she smoked though.
Did she? Maybe she started smoking, I guess. Maybe it'll make her voice sound
Yeah,
better.
that'll fix it. It'll reverse it.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think ASMR is sexual at all. I
Oh,
don't
I
think it
always-
necessarily
I think it
is.
is.
I think it is. That's why it's so
I think it is.
popular. That's why it's so popular. What did I watch? You know what?
ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Yeah, meridian response. Right in my meridian.
Is that the boner response?
I don't know. Hey, there's election results coming through soon.
Oh,
gonna be
hell
monitoring this.
yes.
I want to
So
see
am I.
someone get shit canned.
Tell me, okay, here. Tell me what are stakes in your local area for election?
For stakes? I mean,
So
we
just
gotta,
for anybody listening, it's municipal election night today.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I looked at some of the people running. We got like 15 people.
That's the
My
problem.
word.
We got 15 freaking people in our area.
Yeah. I don't know. I looked at some of the main ones, and I found someone who I wanted to support, so that was fine. What I want to see more than this is I want to see Mama Lady like get shit canned, because he's probably going to pay for the merger of the wards looks like from what it's been looking like, and I hate him so much. Every time I've heard him talk in council, he's awful. So
Yeah, a guy retire, come back, and then like when he retired, he like cast his votes behind two
other
different
people. Yeah.
Then he came back, and now like the voted
Yeah,
for
it's
him
all
is
screwed
split 3 ways. He wants to close down 2 lanes on Yonge Street in order to like one on each side in order to allow for biking only in those
Let's
lanes.
do
in
it.
order
I
to
love it. I'm gonna
revitalize
vote for
them.
him.
Fuck you, man. You don't
gonna
live
vote for him.
here.
Yeah, you don't drive, so
I still have to take my wife's car up and down Yonge Street all the time, buddy.
the guy who doesn't even drive.
This
Jeez,
fucking
Keenan.
guy.
Fuck you, man. I'm a passenger in my wife's car. I don't want to be stuck in traffic either.
It'll be fine.
with bike lanes it would be less traffic because so many people would ride their bikes.
Yeah, okay.
I love. It's funny. I just go
Not
to
like there's in like side streets.
Hamilton's got a municipal election live website, and so I'm like, oh yeah, good idea. Watch those results come in. Error, area type 403, service temporarily unavailable.
Sure.
Sweet.
On other news, I just came back from the gym, and I'm like, feel like I'm almost gonna throw up.
Ooh, the
You know what?
gym.
You know what I saw?
Throw up, or you're
But you-
supposed to feel ripped and ready to
know.
like.
Only
You're supposed to barf.
when-
If you
not
don't
when you
puke,
do-
then it's a waste.
Now, when you do lower body, upper body feel like that. Lower body days the opposite, exact opposite. You know what I watched though that pumped me up? I saw Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix. Finally, it was great. You see that? You guys ever watch that?
How are you doing?
It's from the 70s. Yeah, I think we talked about it, didn't we, Chris?
How are you doing?
Keenan, if you haven't seen this, it's fantastic. It's a great
No, I'm not
documentary.
gonna watch that piece of shit.
No,
It's
It's great.
pretty good. It's pretty good.
it's really fun. It's
How
not
you
it's
doing?
not one of those overly serious documentaries. And Lou Ferrigno's in it when he was really young, The Incredible Hulk. So There you go.
I went to see Halloween yesterday.
With Jamie Lee Curtis.
I didn't go with her, but I went on my own. You guys ever go to the movies by yourself?
I saw. What did I see? I saw It.
I really like seeing horror movies on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Halloween by myself, and I saw It Comes at Night on my own.
Yeah.
It was fine. It wasn't great.
Was it better than what's his name's version?
See, I'm not a huge fan of the
Yeah,
franchise.
Yeah, I guess.
And this didn't do anything to change that. It's just it was exactly what you expected. Like what you think the movie is. Yep.
I thought that there was. I heard that there was something turn it takes in the third act, but or something.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. That's too bad. I was kind of looking forward to that. But,
I mean, still go see it. Maybe you'd be into it.
yeah. No, I might check it out. I heard Venom is quite mixed as well, and I think I'll just watch it when it's on Netflix at some point.
I don't think I'll ever watch it.
Just for fun to see how weird it is.
Actually, there's a couple of movies that I want to watch, Halloween wise.
Mm-hmm.
You want to watch some movies coming up next week?
Yeah,
or so?
dude. There's also a Netflix series that's supposed to be quite good, a horror series.
House on
Haunted
Hill.
I've been hearing good things, so I might
I've
check
heard the
it out.
same.
Maybe we can watch that.
Yeah, you guys can watch them and like give us some stuff to talk about on the podcast.
Because we don't.
No, we got lots to talk about. So the two movies that I have that I want to watch that I haven't seen before.
Hmm.
One of them I've never seen, Legend of Hell House, and I'd really like to.
Okay.
And the
What
other
year is
one,
that?
73.
It's not Italian, is it?
No. Because then it would be even better. I fucking
No.
love Italian horror movies.
I
When I heard Film Junk was doing
Suspiria, or what's his name?
yeah, man.
Dario Argento.
Yeah. That's my jam.
I'm not.
You know I'm into that though. And then the other one actually from Film Junk was a movie Jay was talking about, Body Melt.
Body Melt. I did miss that.
So I like the idea. It's supposed to be super, super
Sounds
gross.
like
Like
body horror.
like don't eat while you're watching this stuff, you know?
Like Society.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Body Melt. The only problem
93.
Yeah. The only problem is that it from what I've seen of it and heard of it, it reminds me of like, you know, Peter Jackson's early
It's
stuff.
Australian. I was just gonna say. It's
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and that stuff is not my favorite.
Right.
So
It's
I
by-
don't see.
Directed by Peter Brophy.
And apparently that's the only thing he ever did.
That could be good. It
The
might
the studio is Australian Film Commission.
be fun. Ooh. sounds great.
Still though. I'd check
Um,
those out.
The National Film Board of Canada films are sometimes okay.
Yeah, that's true.
JoJo talk. You want to talk JoJo for a sec? Or no?
No, you can if you want. You
Nah,
have anything
well,
else
it's all
about
right.
it?
I mean, it's great. I think the conceit of the last episode really
Move your cell
Caught me
phone
off
away
guard.
from the computer.
really caught me off guard. I'll move around. I don't know. Tell me when it goes away. Still happening.
Oh, it's gone.
The conceit of the last episode, where I mean, spoilers for episode 3, JoJo. He's got to hold that lighter. Was fantastic, and prevent the lighter from going out for 24 hours. I just really thought that was amazing and a lot of fun, and I like those kind of ideas in JoJo and wherever I see that kind of stuff. So unique scenarios, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I really like that. I'm looking forward to watching more of that. I have a big game to talk about that I don't know if you guys have heard about. I don't know if you want me to start.
Yeah.
It's
You just cut out there completely.
You're robot.
Robot. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Am I there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. The developer of Papers, Please put out a game he's been working on for like 4 years.
Okay, now I know exactly one. It's that ship one, right?
Yep.
Do you know I was gonna buy it and I saw the price and I was like, I can wait.
hmm I finished it this weekend.
I heard it was awesome.
It's in the running for my game of the year.
Oh, cool. Maybe I'll buy it after all.
I've never played anything like this.
That's cool. It looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
just to give
Called?
users,
Say it again, just so we're.
it's called The Return of the Obra Dinn. Our graphical style is like a It's
No spoilers. I don't want to hear anything about this.
okay.
Let me play it. Let me play it this week, and then we'll.
To be honest, I think that's probably a good idea. We can talk about it more next
Yeah,
week.
I don't want. So now that
No.
you've said that, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna play it this week, and we'll talk
Cool.
about it next week.
Okay, I think that's great.
So
Yeah,
now I have to buy it too.
I think you should.
All right.
I think
So
you
next-
really should.
Next week's an Obra Dinn special.
God, $23.
Yeah, that was my impression. However, I also had that impression about another game this week.
You got to support this, man. Yeah.
I will. The Missing, Sweary's new game.
Oh.
Yeah.
There is no way that game should be fucking $40.
Hmm. I mean, or you're guessing?
No, it's out and it costs that much money.
No, I mean, you're guessing that it shouldn't be worth that. Like,
No,
have you played it?
No, I haven't played it, but for what it is and what I know of it, it's
Right.
way overpriced.
Yeah.
And so I was somewhat interested in it. I don't love the
Art style,
no, the style I like. The
mechanic.
yeah, the like suicide mechanic thing.
Yeah.
Not so big on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sort of turned me off too. I was like, okay, it reminded me weirdly of Ghost Trick.
It's
way it
funny.
sounded.
Do you know what reminded me? Not of Ghost Trick, but of Hotel Dusk.
Okay, yeah.
Like very, very loosely, but I don't know. It gave me that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't buy that.
Like,
Did you buy it?
no.
Any interest?
I swear, as a person, interests me. I just don't know.
No,
what those
dude,
games
100%.
Mhm.
I want to support him, and like I usually buy his games. I just don't have any fun playing.
Look, I mean, I've seen Dark Dreams Don't Die is still on my list, and it's been down to $5, and I still haven't pulled the trigger, and I don't know why. Like,
How
this
about-
is maybe a system.
I have it, and I've never played it.
I want to play it. Like, it's every time I see the game, it looks pretty cool. Like, I don't know.
I know.
I just...
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put time into that this week too.
No. We got to concentrate on one game.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna beat it in like 5 hours, and I'll have something else to play.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry. I
think
forgot.
you
You're you.
Yeah,
You're
5.
you. I forgot.
Conceivably you could, but depends how good of a detective you are. Let's say, put it that way.
Chris
Okay,
is an excellent
30,
detective.
30 hours for me. Or no, it'll take me 2 hours because I'll just look up the answers to everything.
You could technically beat the game real quick if you did that, but don't recommend.
I have a new game for you boys to buy, and it's
Oh.
very, 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 very cheap. And please do.
Okay.
This is in my running for one of the best games of the year.
Woo.
I beat it 100%. Loved every second of it. It's quite short, which is the only caveat. This is a game called. It's
Great,
a game
here
called.
we go.
No. It's called Delete.
All right.
All right, it's on Steam.
Mhm.
Delete is a game that feels like it was made by the same guy that made Hexcells,
It looks identical to it in some
Yeah.
degree.
and the music's the same. Like the ambient kind of sound is the same. It's Hexcells in essence, but with a different. It's kind of like Hexcells crossed with Minesweeper.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty badass. It's really, really short. It's not that difficult, but I really enjoyed my time with it. I could have done I could have done with a little bit of a harder game.
And it's in the running for your game of the year?
Dude, it's so good. It's
Really?
well, not for game of the year, but it'll be on our like end of year list.
All right. Like as a runner up?
Well, no, as our voting bracket thing. Can I tell you how much I
we're gonna
love
do
doing
that voting bracket?
Yeah, we are. I don't care what you guys say. It's the best thing ever.
I feel like I played this game.
It came out January 25th this year.
I must not. I feel like I played this, dude. Are you sure? Like was it on another, like was there a web-based version
Newsgrounds or
before?
anything like
Yeah.
that?
I feel like I played it.
I don't know. I love it. The only thing, I went to the store. I can't remember how I found out about it.
I did play this.
Did you? So I bought it and I played it and I loved it. Actually, no, I didn't buy it. I was going to buy it. And then I saw Buy Ponies Games box, and you can get this game and another game called Lineway.
Lineway?
And I was like, oh, may as well. It was like $3 for both games. I was like, sure, let's do it.
Yeah,
And Lineway is not as good. Lineway is, those puzzles in RPGs and stuff where you have to like step on all the tiles without crossing over the same tile twice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the whole game. So just drawing the path from one like just hitting all the tiles. There's a game for DS
The
like that.
Onion Prince or whatever or what's the last Android game that was like that?
I'm not sure.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's fine, but it's no delete.
All right. Well, there's that other game that I talked about like last year, that dog dungeon game, Fidel's Dungeon, where that's a line drawing single screen game.
Yeah, Dandy Dungeon, sorry, is the other one.
I want more games like Delete and Hex Cells.
All right. Maybe you should make them.
Maybe you should tell me which games are like that, and then I can just play them.
The reason I say that, I've been listening to a roguelike podcast where most of them are people that have also programmed roguelike games. Very interesting podcast, not to take away listeners from our own podcast. But,
you say that like we have any listeners.
But no, they have like 100-something episodes. They've interviewed a bunch of roguelike devs, including Edmund McMillan, a bunch of other people, and they've covered a lot of the big ones like FTL and Overtime, and they've talked about some interesting topics like difficulty in games, lots of other stuff like that. Very, very fun podcast. I've been listening to this couple weeks, so cool stuff. But yeah, they've talked about a bunch of different games. I don't know why I jumped onto that from your discussion of the. Looks like Mama Lady's crashing and burning, man. Sorry to jump to another topic again, but just had to mention that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I have another game I wanted to talk about too, but Keenan, you haven't gone yet.
I only have one game really right now. Actually two, yeah. I'm still going with. I'm still kind of getting my way through Spider-Man. Like that's just me getting through story now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just still fun, like swinging around and all that stuff. I don't find it tedious like some other people have said, but like I find the combat pretty fun, and I think it's still good. And then the other one, I got Valkyria Chronicles, so I've been Valkyria Chronicles 4. So that's one that I've been playing so far. I think they scaled everything back so that it's a lot more like Valkyria 1, from my understanding, because it just feels like Valkyria 1 to me. And I don't know, it's the same kind of fun action game that I remember, and action like strategy game, and yeah, there's still some weird things where sometimes it'll look like you have a clear shot, but then geometry, like from buildings and stuff, gets in the way. So it's still got those same kind of funky things happening to it. But I don't know. It's what it is. It's like light strategy rather than like some of the other strategy games that are out there.
Have you tried to do like Scout Rush in this one?
No, I haven't tried that yet.
Because that's the you know how that works with Valkyria Chronicles 1.
No,
just load up on scouts and they can just, because you have to capture the enemy fort.
Yeah.
And you don't have to kill everybody in it. You just got to touch the flag, and so you just rush your scouts to the flag, and you can beat almost every map in like 2 turns.
It sounds shitty.
Sounds like poor game design.
Even worse game design is that's like the only way to get S rank.
Wow. That's bad.
Yeah.
Oh well. Never been like this. It's never been the toughest strategy game either. So.
No, it's not super. Sorry, it's fun though, and I like the art style is decent.
Yeah. There's the guy who did Skies of Arcadia still, right? Character designer.
What's the? Am I buying the Mummy Demastered? Is that what it's called?
Nope.
Isn't that by What's Way Forward?
It's supposed to be really good.
It's a Metroidvania. I heard it was competent and good.
It looks better than I think it is. The music, from what I remember about it, is pretty good. But I don't know. It just, there's something about the game's weapon feel that kind of doesn't feel good.
You bought it?
I played it at a buddy's house.
Sure you did.
I did.
Who is that buddy, Keenan? Who is it? Name names.
Nobody you know.
Yeah, see?
That's awfully convenient.
It's his girlfriend that goes to another school.
This is my girlfriend that lives in Canada. Oh, wait.
I also played a game. This is This is like the most bullshit casual episode ever. Oh, so I also played this game.
You should talk like that the whole time.
This happened, and this happened.
I bought this one's a little bit embarrassing.
This
you know,
one. No,
you
I'm
know
just
I like Picross.
every week it's a Picross game for the past like 3 months. Okay, go ahead.
Picross season 2.
No, I beat that shit months ago.
He deleted his saves for all his Picross. Gonna run through them again.
Yeah, no, that would be smart. I'm a moron, and I just keep buying new games that are exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But it was teasing me for a little while. There was a new game that came out when October or September, just recently, last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And I hesitate even to say the title, but it's for Switch. It's called Kimono Friends Picross.
Oh my god, Chris! I'm gonna look at what this is.
It's just Picross, but it
I'll look
uses
this up.
like fucking like girls dressed up as animals.
Oh my god! Let me look at this. Let's see if it's that art style, the worst kind.
It is the worst kind.
It
It's
is
terrible.
the worst art style.
It's horrible.
And even the pictures that you make are that art
Yep,
style.
every single picture is one of these girls' faces. So that part is brutal. Like, it's Picross, and I'm enjoying just doing puzzles because it's not like when I do regular Picross, I know what the puzzle is or what the picture is when I finish a puzzle, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you finish one, you're like, next. Like, I don't even give a shit what that was. Keep going. Let's go. What's next?
Hasn't someone randomized these puzzles yet? Like, isn't there an infinite? Like, can't someone just make an infinite set of puzzles that you can never?
Where it's not pictures, it's just a pattern.
Yeah.
I do that shit in a heartbeat.
Then you can imagine what it could be.
Yeah.
You can name them. You could
And
name
then-
what you
no.
think it is.
Yeah, you do that, and then you have like a online thing where like you can vote on them, or it's like based on popular theme and shit like this.
Yeah.
It's a winner. It's a winner.
It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, it is. I'd play it.
People upvote like the right. I mean, good pictures or something that resembled something else.
I think it sounds fantastic.
All right. There's got to be a twist someone could. Anyway, we could talk about that for a while, but there's got to be a nice twist someone could do on Picross that would make it a little more interesting for you. Just
Well,
directed at you.
there's a couple other ones. There's a really cool one for DS or GBA that came out in Japan. Talk about fucking obscure ass games. There's some game
Yes,
called
we do that.
Color something. I can't even remember what it's called, unfortunately. But there's, I want to say Doctor or something, but it's probably not right. I'll try to find it. But the idea is that instead of Picross and having the numbers, you have the number, but the numbers on the top and the side are colors, and then it's the number of colors between. But it doesn't tell you, if I'm remembering correctly, it doesn't tell you how many spaces there are within each color, just that there's this many colors.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Right. And so there could be spaces between, but maybe not.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that.
I have an idea. Just take a classical painting, make it super huge, and then break the whole thing up into like hundreds of puzzles, and you basically work on them until you're done that huge painting.
They did that in is it S2?
Like a
they've
big painting.
Yeah, they've done that.
How many puzzles were in it?
Like maybe 50 or 60.
I'm thinking even more than that, but
I'm
that's...
thinking 8,000.
Listen, I'm taking your appetite into account here.
Yeah, man.
Like a Rembrandt painting or something.
I'd play that. I mean, really, it doesn't have to be a Rembrandt painting. It could be anything. Just like
Friggin'
really
goatsy.
big, right? No, I don't want to do that one. Even better is if the puzzles are in random order, and so you don't know what it is, and then at the very end they all like swirl around and lock into the correct place, and then it's a giant.
Or you have to make a puzzle like at the end and fit them together. Like a puzzle,
all 8,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Sounds like the most fun ever.
Yep.
So that one, Kimono Friends. Fuck.
You know what you do? You know what you could do? Somehow make it so that you have incomplete information on each of the individual puzzle pieces until you find the piece that's next to it.
Yeah.
And then you get to actually go back and complete that other individual
That'd be
Picross.
cool. I do that.
That would be interesting.
And we need more like one-hit kill things. Like make one mistake and you die. Start the puzzle again. But that's what it was, right? You know, in Picross 3D had that.
Yeah, it did.
But I love that shit. That's see, like I would look at, and you can't say that there's not really any variations because Mega Picross is amazing, and
Mhm.
3D Picross is amazing.
No, I think that's great, but I'm thinking let's keep going. Like someone's got to evolve this thing
Yep, I agree.
further. I think there's a lot of room for it.
The Kimono Friends Picross I bought is just the same as Picross S.
Mhm.
It's the same shell. Everything is exactly the same except for these stupid fucking.
Here's what I want,
Kimono
Chris.
people.
I just thought of an idea. You have like there's this thing called 7-day roguelike where people make a roguelike in 7 days. Do a Picross 7-day Picross where all the developers make their version of Picross. Swery makes one. Friggin' Kojima makes one. Everybody. They all make their version of Picross. How wild would that be?
That'd be
Whatever
nice.
spin on it.
And they're all exactly the same except for
Just different
like
pictures.
there's different themes. Yeah.
Kojima's just a giant ladder that keeps going up. It's the same puzzle over and over again.
It's just all down the left side is 2 2 2 2 2 2 2, and then on the top is just 15 15.
And never ever finishes. But you have to do it for like 100 hours before you get to the end of it.
I'd probably do it. I don't think have we talked at all since Ken and I were playing Mario Party? We did. We talked the Monday after.
Did you?
Yeah.
I put more time into Super Mario Party this week,
Mm-hmm.
and it went from a 3-star game to a 4-star game.
Oh,
This game is fun as shit,
sure.
and there's so much to do. I'm surprised at how fun it is because normally you think about you have the board and you move around and you collect stars, pay coins, whatever, right? That's the game that we've played the least amount since I got it. Because there's that river thing is amazing. We've gone back to that so many times.
Nice.
Do you know about that river thing, Tim? Did we talk about it?
I don't know.
Just
Maybe
four
briefly.
people go inside a raft, and those are like the 4 people in the room. And then it's all cooperative games, and then you have to paddle together to get like clocks to get your time up, or hit balloons so you can play mini games so you can get more time up, and then it ranks your group as C, B, A, or S rank, and then you get more time based on what your rank is. And then there's like branching paths, and it's it's really really fun. So we play that a lot. But interestingly enough, I found 2 new modes this time. One of them is called Challenge Road, and there's 80 mini games to play. But instead of being the regular, just come in first place, some of them are just come in first place. But a lot of them are like get this many points, finish in this amount of time, and so you have to be like good at the mini games in order to pass these things. And I'm not at the end yet, so I'm not sure what happens. And then the other one is really interesting. It's a co-op board game, so it's like the classic mode, but it's co-op, and so it's also free movement around the board. So instead of having a line that you follow, it's a grid, and you can move anywhere on the grid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if Ken and I were on one team, he'd roll on our turn, I'd roll a die, and he'd roll a die, and it would sum it would give us like we can move the sum of the 2 die or the 2 dice. Like we can each move that amount. So let's say if I rolled a 6 and he rolled a 5, then we could both move 11.
Okay.
Right. And then you use that to go around, and then it's landing on certain spots to get stars, which is fine. So if you just go to it, then you get a star. But if you both get on the spot on the same turn, then you can get 2 stars that turn before it moves. And so there's strategy to, do we travel together and go for 2 stars, or do we split up so that when the star moves, I might be closer to it?
I see.
Do you know what I mean? And it's some funny shit. It's really fun.
Cool.
And in that one, instead of all being co-op games, they're all 2v2 games because it's like full on versus mode, right? And both of those, like, it was super tense. It was really, really exciting to play. So I don't know. I'm loving this game more and more the more time I put into it. I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it.
And then, like, did you figure out what you can buy with the like the points that we're getting on coins? Yeah,
I did. Most of it's useless, but you can buy. There's a different mode where it's like a sticker book where you have a background and you can just put stickers onto it, which, like, who gives a shit, right? And so the coins buy new stickers and new backgrounds. You can buy music.
Hey, so like you love that stuff too.
Oh, dude.
I like it too. Don't get me wrong.
And even if I never use any of it, I just want to buy all of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you buy tips for some of the game modes. It'll give you like some advice on how to do well.
Oh.
Music. Maybe
Wait, how does the music show up?
Music
Just
is
in
just
general?
like sound test.
Background? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was music during the actual.
It's music from the actual game, but you just listen to it in sound test.
Oh.
You may be
Less-
able to set. I don't know. Like I say, I haven't done anything. I just buy it and then leave.
Oh, okay. Less enthused if it's just sound test.
I didn't realize that there was character unlocks.
Oh, yeah.
And so, spoilers for character unlocks in Mario Party, I guess, for the next 5 seconds.
Waluigi?
No, Waluigi's open at the beginning.
Oh.
Waluigi, like every single time.
Waluigi's always like a standard character now,
He is
almost.
now, yeah. I unlocked Diddy Kong,
Mhm.
and I unlocked Dry Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But no Toad and no Toadette because they
That's right.
are roughing the whole thing.
That's right. I think actually, you know what? I think now that I say that, I think I remember. I'm pretty close to the end of Challenge Road, and I think somebody showed up and said, I want to, go against you in some final game, so hurry up. And so that's probably who you unlock at the end of Challenge Road. Spoilers for Super Mario Party unlocks at the end of Challenge Road for 5 seconds. Do you guys know who Spike is?
Not really.
That green guy that like spits those big spiky balls out of his mouth and throws them at you from Super Mario World.
Okay.
You know what thing I'm
Oh,
talking about? He like
kind
looks
of.
up in the air and spits out a big ball and throws it horizontally at you.
Yeah.
Like a female version of that.
Oh.
Okay.
Bazarette?
And the other one is from the shadow. It looks like it's Donkey Kong. Most of our games at home are Jane's always Rosalina every single time.
Yeah.
I bounce between Dry Bones and Waluigi now, and then Fanny always picks some stupid fucking character. I don't know, like Koopa Troopa or some dumb shit.
What a fool.
Well, no, just I don't know. Okay, why do you pick him? Sure. Do you know what I mean? Who wants to be Koopa Troopa?
Yeah, I don't know. I like Koopa Troopa and Mario Kart.
Yeah, but do you like being Koopa Troopa in Mario Party when your other options are
No, I like being Boo.
Waluigi and and Boo?
I want to be a ghost. You know what they need to do? They need to take all the best elements of Super Mario Party and then Fortune Street and then fuse them together
Oh fuck!
into
Dude, I
one
would be
giant,
so happy with
massive
another
Uber
Fortune
game.
Street. I'd be so happy with another one.
But a little more
Did
mini
it
games.
sell?
Hmm?
Did it sell at all?
Yeah,
Like,
you
Fortune
can
Street?
unlock Cell in Mario Party 2.
No. Did it sell
Perfect sell.
like Fortune? It did a perfect sell. Great.
I
Dad
don't know.
jokes,
I don't know
great.
if it's sold.
Anime dad jokes. Great.
I haven't. We've reached peak podcast. I haven't heard any like massive buzz about Mario Party. I'm sure it did okay.
It's one of those games I think like most people who have Switches who have like kids and stuff would probably buy, and one of those sleeper kind of games that they will sell like 1 million and nobody will even like bat an eye about it.
Yeah. Super Mario Party's first week Japan sales outperformed previous entry on Wii U. Shocking. Mario Party in
Bigger
Japan
base has bigger sell. Like,
opening weekend sold 142,000
yeah.
in Japan only.
Great.
So I played some more things. I played Severed for Switch. I know it's been out on
Cool.
all sorts of stuff, and I burned through that thing like
You
one
finish
night
it?
really late. Yeah, it was awesome.
It's good shit, eh?
It's good.
Yeah,
Like,
I love it.
It's one of those things. It's like it isn't that long, but it doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It's like a perfect pacing and length. I
Did it
didn't find
use
it all
touch
the
controls?
extras, but what's that?
Does it use touch controls?
Just using my finger and like got finger burn some of the times because I was going back and forth so
'Cause it
quickly.
works really well.
It works pretty well, yeah. So this is for the listeners. This is a I don't know who did it. Drinkbox
It came out
developed
on
it.
Switch. Yeah.
And it's like a first-person dungeon crawler, but the main mechanic is that you use a sword, which is controlled by just a touch screen, and you can basically the monsters appear, and you have to cut them in specific ways. And the mechanic is also that you always get surrounded by monsters, so you're juggling them to avoid getting hit and counter their attacks while at the same time trying to cut them up and use their body parts to upgrade your abilities. There's like a small, like fairly simple ability trees you can do throughout the game. It's not a long playthrough, but it just keeps like the pacing's really good and the story's really cool. The music was awesome. The art style's very unique. It's got like this. I don't know how to describe the art style.
Cool character too, eh?
Mm-hmm. I really like the character as well. That the girl whose like
Yeah.
family gets kidnapped or
She's
killed.
really, really cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's very much.
It gives me like it reminds me kind of like Samurai Jack a little bit, like kind of angular.
Yeah, that style. Mm-hmm. And the character reminds me a bit of sort of those characters like Wander from Shadow of the Colossus a little bit in terms of tragedy plus getting more powerful, trying to save somebody,
Yeah.
but becoming kind of maybe sort of affected by what you're doing. And yeah, it's really, really interesting.
I'm glad you played it because I don't know. It didn't do super well, did it? That's kind of the
It
I
vibe.
didn't
fine.
even know it came out on Switch. Like now I'm gonna go buy it because I was waiting for an opportunity for it to come out elsewhere.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I'd do it. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
really like it. How much was it?
Sweet.
I think it was like 15, 12 bucks, something like that.
I might double dip on this
Wasn't
thing.
bad.
I'd play this again. Like you say, if it's a nice length,
Mm-hmm.
it's properly paced, maybe I will play it again.
Yeah, I don't know if I would play it again, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but
I
I
think it's
also
a good one-off.
played it like 4 years ago.
And good challenge to it, definitely. Like I wasn't a cakewalk necessarily. Depends on how much you want to destroy your finger, I guess.
I
But
don't
there's
like
some
the
strategy
finger
to it.
thing, that's true.
It gets a little awkward because you got to hold it. You're holding the system with your left hand. Oh, I guess I could have detached the controller. I didn't think of that. I could have detached the controller just to hold it nicely in my hand and then use my finger on a flat surface and just use it potentially. But yeah, it was excellent, very good. I mean, I thought about immediately after finishing, like, how would a sequel to this work? Could they expand on the mechanics? I think so. I think there's some cool stuff there. I don't know if thematically it would make sense, but
But you could just have like a completely different story
Different
with
story
the
with a
same-
neat-
same, yeah.
I really liked the mechanic. It was a lot of fun, and I think you could do a lot. We could make it even more complicated and interesting because it definitely got to a point where you felt like it could have been a little more. It could have done a little bit more, maybe, but it was fine. It was like definitely hard enough, and yeah. So maybe it's just because I'm reasonably good at certain video games, like all of us are. Like, so you find the challenge reasonable, but yeah, I think a sequel could be cool. Who knows if they'll ever do it? But yeah, it was awesome. Anyone else play anything?
I am not super excited about talking about mobile games too often because I don't consider mobile games games. Don wouldn't
Okay.
like that. Don
How's your
wouldn't like that one.
toy?
But I played 2 games this week that I actually really enjoyed. There was a thread on Reset Air that we're talking about, what are some good Android games that you always come back to that you really like? And so I tried like 5 or 6 different games, and most of them it was like 30 seconds delete, But 2 of them I'm gonna leave on my phone for a little bit, and we'll see if they have legs. But one of them is called Really Bad Chess. Have you heard
Yep.
of this?
Yeah, I have that.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
It's just if you know how to play chess, what it is that it
That
starts you
sounds
off.
amazing.
It starts you off at like rank 15, and then it just gives you randomized pieces.
Yep.
That's all. I had like my first game. I had like 4 queens and like 3 bishops and stuff.
I just Google searched really bad chess.
Yeah.
Oh, and some funny stuff came up. Anyway,
And so the gimmick with this thing is cool. Is like you beat the computer and you rank up, and then the pieces that you get are worse each time. Right, so it slowly gets harder and harder. It says in the game that the AI doesn't ever change. but the pieces you start with get worse as you as you level up.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good idea.
So that made me laugh. I thought that was pretty cool. The sound is god awful. Like you gotta play it on silent because it's terrible. So really bad chess. Give it a shot. The other one, I'm surprised that I'm enjoying it as much as I am. But I got another game called Baseball 9.
Baseball 9.
If you at all like baseball games, you got to pick this shit up. It's really good. It's Baseball 9 is like it's what I wanted like Power Pro Baseball to be. Like I love the aesthetic of Power Pros, the Konami thing. They probably don't make it anymore, do they? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but
I'm looking at this
I think
thing.
it is.
It's very
Apparently
cheap,
they do.
very chibi.
Yeah, but it's not like in a gross way.
No.
Like it works.
Yeah.
And you have your team and you play baseball and it works really well. I think it's very, very suited for touch, but not in like a catering shitty way. It's not overly complicated like a lot of baseball games are, but it's not so simple that it's throwaway. It kind of sits right in that nice spot. My only complaint, and I know that this is a personal thing, I don't like playing 9 full innings of a game. Like, let me play 3 or 5 or something. 9 innings is really, really long.
You just want to play more baseball from Yakuza 6.
No.
That's too fast.
No, there's not enough to do.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't think you like sports games. Interesting.
I don't like sports games. I like baseball.
Weird. I don't like any.
He's always loved baseball.
Baseball games are amazing.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
I like sports games too, and I like baseball games.
You know what? And it's funny you say that. I actually do quite like sports games in general. Is always have fun with.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Make your own character, go and play through it.
Speaking of sports games, I reinstalled StarCraft 2. They're playing that. Only the campaign though. It feels good.
I hate you, Tim. I hate you so much. Get your fucking esports out of here.
No, but it's been fun actually. Like I mean, it's for any listeners who want to try StarCraft 2, it's free now. All the campaigns are playable. You don't have to buy anything, and the campaigns are a lot of fun. And if you've never played an RTS, like this is the premium RTS, like it's got the most well-polished mechanics. The units are very distinct. Each of the races is quite distinct. The story is really good. I mean, it steals from a lot of things. Wait, it steals from, what am I saying? It steals from things like Aliens and other stuff like that, kind of, but in a good way. And the cinematics are Blizzard cinematics, so they're quite good if you're into that. I'm just skipping all that stuff because I've seen most of it. But yeah, it's a hard game too, and if you like games that force you to multitask, and make decisions, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll get into playing against other real people, but there's certainly so much campaign that I could spend a good amount of time. Like each campaign is a good 15 hours, and there's 3 of them now, so there's a lot of content if someone wants to jump in and I enjoyed playing through Brood War, like StarCraft 1 back in the day. Not even back in the day, like 10 years ago, so way late to the party for that one, but yeah, in terms of mechanics, like going back to something like Brood War for the first time, it feels really archaic. This feels like more of a modern game. So, and it's one of those games that I don't know how it makes me feel like I'm using my keyboard the most out of anything, in a good way. Like kind of like with Beatmania, how you're using a controller in a very specific way. It's kind of like that. StarCraft really does that for your keyboard. Like you really feel like you're moving your hand around a lot, but in a fun way. Like it feels good to hit the buttons to do different things in StarCraft and control your units. Like it's fun to do all the individual like multitasking stuff in the game. So I mean, I have a mechanical keyboard that probably helps, but even when I didn't, I still had a lot of fun playing StarCraft just on the basis of how you play the actual game. So I'm not very good at it, but yeah, it's still good. I'm looking forward to playing a bit more of it. Played a bit of Destiny too, but not too much to talk about that. Still really fun. Enjoying the multiplayer versus PvP stuff.
Hmm. So
Looks like our boy Mammalides getting dumpstered. He just got dumpstered. Let's go to his Twitter now. See everyone's animated gifs that they're using to insult him.
Okay, are we done this week or what?
Well, you guys aren't talking, so I'm filling the space, man.
I'm gamed out. I got nothing else.
Yeah, we talked about a lot
right
of
now,
stuff.
as the elections, it's hard to talk about games. It's like not as important as
No.
this big part of it.
We've talked a lot. Well, next week will be very interesting when you guys play Oberdin. Very excited to hear what you think about it.
Is it a very political game? Is that why it'll be interesting?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm excited to try it out. You guys, I know you say that you've played Delete already, but give it another go then. Throw
Yeah.
some money at this.
I think
it's totally worth it.
I must have played it on a browser before it came on Steam, and I don't know if I finished it, but I think I might have. Like, how can you not with a game like that? I'm pretty sure I just burned through it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good stuff.
Do some research and see if you can find more games like this for me too.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I mean,
All
beyond
right.
what you've done, it's going to be tough.
Nah,
Newsgrounds.
I'm not going to Newsgrounds.
Maybe I will.
Right.
All right, talk to you guys next week.
Yep. Goodbye.
Good week. See you later.
Bye.